Here's what I would do to sell my house for top dollar in Florida's sinking housing market. A lot of people want out, I get it, but right now, sellers are feeling the pressure. Homes are sitting on the market longer, buyers have all the power, and headlines are making it sound like it's impossible to come out ahead. Let me tell you, that's not the whole story. If you know how to play this market the right way, you can still sell your home for a great price, even with all the challenges. The key is strategy, timing, and making your home stand out from the rest. Stick with me. I'll show you exactly what it takes to turn the tables and get buyers lining up for your property. Let's jump in. If you're selling a house in Florida right now, you got to face the cold, hard facts. We're in a buyer's market. That means buyers hold all the power. There are way more homes for sale than there are buyers looking to snag one. Sellers are sweating because their houses are sitting on the market longer than they expected, and that puts buyers in the driver's seat. Think of it like a car dealership that's overflowing with cars that they can't sell fast enough. To move those cars, the dealer has to start sweetening the deal, offering discounts, perks, or whatever it takes to get people to buy. It's the same deal in real estate right now. Buyers have the luxury of taking their time, shopping around, and even negotiating for a better price or extra perks. They might ask a seller to cover repairs, pay closing costs, or throw in other incentives just to seal the deal. For sellers, this means you gotta be realistic about your expectations. If you're still thinking about those wild times back in 2021 when people were getting $50,000 over asking, let that dream go. Those days are over. The average house in an average location is likely to sit on the market for a while unless it's priced right, move-in ready, or more than likely, both. But here's the bright side. If your home is recently renovated in a great location and you've priced it right, you can still attract buyers. The key is to understand the market you're working with. Buyers want deals and sellers need to meet them halfway. This isn't the time to play hardball or overprice your property. If you're flexible and willing to adapt to this market, you can still find success. It's all about knowing the game and playing it smart. The second thing I would do is hire a great realtor. So I'm not talking about hiring a newbie or your sister's brother's neighbor's best friend. Hire somebody that actually sells a lot of homes in your neighborhood. They'll have a great pulse on your local market and help you prepare your home to list for sale at the right price. So you're not sitting on the market 2 months from now, because the truth is the average days on market for Florida in December 2024 was 70 days. Don't let that be you. Another big point, first impressions are everything. Buyers decide within seconds whether a house feels like the one, so you gotta make sure your home stands out in a good way. This isn't the time to cut corners or slack on the details. The way your home looks, feels, and even smells can make or break the sale. Let's start with the basics. Cleanliness. It's a shame I even have to say this, but I do. Some people are pigs. Your house has to look clean, smell clean, and just be clean. If you got pets, make sure there's no lingering odor. Buyers don't want to walk into a house that smells like wet dog or last night's dinner. Go the extra mile with a deep clean, fresh paint, and maybe even a few subtle air fresheners to make the space inviting. Also, professional photos are another must. If your realtor pulls out his phone to take listing pictures of your house, fire him on the spot. Nobody wants to look at blurry, different sized pictures online. Not to mention the occasional upside down picture I'm sure we've all seen on Zillow. High quality photos can make all the difference in attracting buyers online. The goal is to have people falling in love with your home before they even step through the front door. And you do that with high quality pictures that showcase your home in the absolute best light. Curb appeal is huge too. That means mowing the lawn, trimming the hedges, and maybe even adding a few pops of color with fresh flowers. If you've got a wooden fence, make sure it's stained and in good shape. Broken boards and sagging gates are instant turnoffs. At night, lighting can add a magical touch, so consider stringing some lights along the fence or around the porch to make the space warm and inviting. That's what the sellers did for the house that my wife and I just personally bought, and I gotta tell you, it grabbed our attention right off the bat. And let's not forget about minor repairs. Fix the broken doorknob, replace the light bulbs, and make sure the doors don't stick. Buyers notice these little things And if your home feels neglected, they're gonna wonder what else might be wrong with it. A house that's move-in ready gives buyers confidence and makes them more likely to put in an offer. It's all about showing that your home is cared for and worth every penny. Now, there's 3 things in this market that are gonna stand out above all else: renovation, pricing, and location. These are the real deal breakers or deal makers. If you get these right, your house is gonna stand out in a sea of listings. Get them wrong, and your home's gonna sit on the market while buyers move on to better options. First, let's tackle location, the one thing you can't change. If your home is in a desirable spot, close to the city, parks, great schools, restaurants, the beach, or even views like this, you're already ahead of the game. People want convenience and lifestyle, and a great location delivers both. Pair that with the tips I'm sharing in this video, and you'll see those showings start rolling in. Next up, renovation. The bottom line is average houses are gonna sit on the market, and recently updated houses in great locations are still gonna sell. Buyers these days are all about move-in ready homes. Nobody wants to spend their weekends fixing up a house they just bought. If your home hasn't been updated in years, or you tried to cut corners with lipstick on a pig renovations, buyers are gonna notice and they're gonna pass. That means no half-ass paint jobs, no broken tiles, and no duct-taped plumbing. Everything should look polished and ready to go. A fresh coat of paint, updated fixtures, and clean, modern finishes go a long way. And don't forget about the kitchen and bathrooms. They're the first rooms buyers look at. If those spaces don't shine, you gotta get to work. Now let's talk about pricing. I can't stress this enough. This isn't 2021. You can't slap a top dollar price on your house and expect over asking offers. What you're gonna get is no showings and price reductions. We're in a different market now, and buyers are looking for deals. If you price your house too high, you're setting yourself up for failure. When a home sits on the market too long, it goes stale. Buyers see it and wonder, why's this house been sitting around for 30 days? Something's gotta be wrong with it. And then they move on. On the flip side, pricing it right from the start creates buzz, drives traffic, and can even lead to multiple offers. Yes, even in a buyer's market on the right house. When it comes to selling your home, the day you list it can make or break your strategy. Timing isn't just important, it's everything. And when it comes to real estate, Thursday is the day you want to focus on. Why? Because buyers are planning their weekends, and Thursday listings grab their attention right when they're deciding which homes to tour. Think about this. Most buyers are out touring homes on Saturdays and Sundays. Those are the peak days for traffic, and you want your home to be fresh in their minds when they're scheduling showings. Listing your home on a Thursday morning puts it front and center as people plan their weekend. On the flip side, Tuesday and Wednesdays are dead zones. Nobody's shopping for homes then. There's actual data that can back this up. According to a Zillow study, homes listed on Thursday not only sell faster, but are more likely to sell above asking price. This strategy isn't just a fluke. It works because it aligns perfectly with buyer behavior. When you list on a Thursday, you're maximizing your chances of getting noticed right when buyers are most active. Here's a pro tip. Make sure your agent lists your home at the right time of day. A Thursday morning listing ensures your property hits the market when buyers and their agents are actively checking new listings. Don't let your agent list it on a Monday at midnight, or it'll get buried in email notifications before anybody even sees it. The goal is to create a buzz. If you list at the right time and your house is priced right, you could see a flood of showings over the weekend. Timing can make all the difference between sitting on the market and sealing the deal. And to tell you the truth, sometimes the best move in real estate is no move at all. If you're thinking about selling your home in Florida, you gotta ask yourself one key question. Is now the right time to sell? Or are you better off staying put? This decision depends on a few factors like your current mortgage rate, the state of your home, and how it fits into today's buyer's market. Let's talk about the mortgage rates. If you're sitting on a low interest rate from a few years back, you're in a great spot. Selling that home and buying another at today's higher rates might not make sense financially. Why trade a manageable payment for something higher? Especially in a market where buyers hold all the power. If you can stay put and your current home meets your needs, holding off might be your best bet. Now, what about the condition of your home? If your house is average, meaning it hasn't been updated in years, has worn out features, or just doesn't stand out, you're gonna have a tough time competing. Buyers in this market are picky, and they're looking for move-in ready properties that don't require a ton of work. If your home doesn't meet that standard, it's either going to sit on the market or you're gonna have to drop the price to attract interest. On the flip side, if you've got a beautifully renovated home in a great location and you're priced competitively, this could still be a great time to sell. Just be prepared for realistic outcomes. You're not gonna see 2021's frenzy of over-asking price offers, but you can still stand out with the right strategy. In my opinion, the two biggest obstacles that sellers are gonna have to overcome are flood zones and high insurance costs. Flood zones are a big deal right now because a lot of buyers are hesitant to even look at homes in these areas after those two most recent hurricanes. If your house is in a flood zone, you'll likely need to price it competitively to draw attention. And that might not even help if you're in an area that was devastated by those two most recent hurricanes. It's a sad situation. The other big problem is the cost of homeowners insurance. It's getting out of control, but despite what the news says, you can still get your house insured here in Florida. You're just gonna need to make sure your roof has plenty of life left on it, that your home can pass a 4-point inspection, that any insurance company is gonna wanna see done by a new buyer before they'll insure that home. And listen, every situation's different, and that's why having a solid, experienced realtor in your corner is so important. They'll help you navigate all the ins and outs and make the process way less stressful. Remember, it's all about understanding your position in this market. If selling makes sense right now, go for it. But if you're better off staying put and waiting for conditions to improve, then my advice is wait it out a while longer. Sometimes doing nothing really is the smartest move. And if you're thinking about buying a new house, you're not going to want to miss this. Click here to learn how to steal a deal in Florida's sinking housing market. There's a ton of deals out there right now, and I'll show you how to snag one. Click here, and I'll see you there.